Welcome back to Buried, an interactive story. Last time we end off, it was end of chapter 1. Now, we're going to do chapter 2. Alright, done? Okay, so, we will, what's going on here? Oh, this is like off-screen stats? You and 36% of players left Tony's body. Where you found that? Secrets. You and 75 players were up front with Dennis about Tony's death. You and 55% told Dennis you believed his story. You 5 players ran away from the ringing sound. Yeah! Yeah. Yeah. Because I have a brain. So. Oh. This is definitely industrial. Looks like the New York subways. We're standing on the thin platform of what looks like a fancy subway. The rails are well used, but not old. There are small overhead lights that are very dim, as if they were running on emergency power. The dim overhead lights are a blessing, but the size of the place makes me feel invulnerable. Staring ahead, the tunnel seems to be endless. It's almost dizzying. There's a small light further on, and then a space that breaks the monochrome of tunnel curves. Another platform, maybe. I could be that guy that talks to him, but, in truth, Dennis isn't gonna know what the fuck's going on. Asking this is pointless, so I guess we're gonna be that guy. Well, looks like we're waiting for the D train. So the deadly sounding crackle. Also, the ringing noise is louder down here. It's much more solid, and there's other sounds, something like a faint hum of machinery. What's your take on this, boss? You think we're safe here, Dennis asked? No, not at all. That is what I think to myself, but I don't want to let Dennis see that I'm rattled. While he seems to be implying we're much better than we were first stumbled upon into this place, he's still in rough shape. I'm leaning here, and I should probably make him feel confident in that. To be honest, you're right, you should, but he's asking your opinion. If he thinks something's off and you think something's safe, that's gonna make the situation awkward. No, it's definitely creepy. I think we can officially say that we have no business here, I continue. If you want the truth, I'm a little frightened. A place like this, buried under the woods? Well, it just doesn't feel right, and I feel like we've walked into some trap or something. My confidence is mirrored in Dennis. If it wasn't uneasy before, he is now. Looks of it, we can go either left or right. The left is slightly lit, the right not so much. Makes me uneasy because I get the sense that one wrong turn in this place like has once swung for hours. Suddenly I jerk my head to the right as I hear an unmistakable sound of someone walking. Do you hear that? I asked Dennis, my eyes straining to see anything in the darkness. Not sure, he says. Maybe. It sounded like kind of footsteps. I went a moment, but the sound doesn't come again. So those are our options. Flickering. And that we'll at least be able to see there. Also a machinery. Sunlight. On the right, it's just darkness, but so our first in that direction. Let's go away from the darkness. I'd rather see than not see. Seems smart to stay in the light. Left it is. Sorry, I'm a very logical person, so my decision making is gonna be logical. I don't see the need to go into the dark if I could just go into the light. Yeah, I can be seen, but does it really matter? So we left the lights. Alright, are like a beacon in the dark, luring us forward. Someone with the lights on for a second, it says, trying to be funny, but creeping me out instead. I wonder if that's a good or bad thing. We near the lights, I hear the hum of machinery get louder. It doesn't sound like any machinery I heard before. As the light increases, I used to take an inventory of Dennis and his condition. Things seem to stop. The amount of soaked in his pants sure is beyond alarming. How much further can you walk? I asked. Can you keep going? Yeah, Dennis says. Let's walk into the deep tunnel. That has no business being here. I'm fully prepared to step in the light. I notice the sound of machinery is coming from an area on the left side. It's protected by guardrails. Oh, what's the bright blue light dance on the walls as if they leak from somewhere? It is below. Whatever it is below. I suppose that's danger. Severe radiation poisoning. Nah! I don't think we should go near whatever it is down there. I say, this says blue light a bit longer than nods. It's hurting enough as it is. I don't think we need to add radiation poisoning to his list of ailments. Or mine, for that matter. We step away and take a look down the tunnel. As I started walking, I noticed structures coming into view ahead. Ooh. Yeah, this looks like a New York subway. Further down, we reach another platform. There's a light coming from the platform, but like the overhead lights, they are dim red emergency lights. I start to wonder if the explosion at the line that caused a power outage in this place, whatever this place is. Hearing noise that I originally thought was in my head gets louder. I'm starting to think it's some sort of alarm. We come here to open an area in the tunnel. It further resembles a subway station. As much as I try to ignore the reality, it's undeniable. We stumbled into some sort of high-tech transportation system that is buried underneath the forests of Kentucky. It has absolutely no sense and creates an entirely new fear as to what the hell we've walked into. I noticed that Dennis can't seem to stop himself from shaking. His fear is mirrored my own. When we reach the platform, we have to climb over the rails and onto the platform. I have to help Dennis over the rails and then up the small utility ladder that's bolted into the composite. Here's the large opening and resembles a subway area. He collapses on the floor and resembling. You know what? This is ridiculous. I quit. I'm not going any further. Learning about my crew, the madness or whatever we are in, I am not in the mood for Dennis to act like a crybaby. But the truth is, right now, he's irritated. Like, yeah, he's frightened. He is frightened. He's a macho man. If we be aggressive, he's gonna be aggressive. So in this case, we're gonna take it calm. We're gonna do a calm answer. I'm not the one to wash the gosh on my side. I think myself, so I decided to cut him some slack. Damn, boss, I'm sorry, he says. It's okay, I said. I don't know how you're still on your feet, if I'm being honest. Stubbornness, he says with a weak laugh. You need a minute to rest, I asked, as I warmly as well say no. If I sit down to rest, I'm afraid I might not get back up. Let's keep going while I still can go. Down to help him his feet, and we get ourselves on the platform. Right in front of us, there's an entrance to a long hallway existing in the platform area. That's at this point, I realized those red emergency lights meant to be on for someone else whose access was to be here. So this is actually my point. I understand how Dennis works, so that's good. If we yell out, we could potentially be giving ourselves away to someone who may not view us as friendly. So let's stay quiet. I'm not sure if I want to alert anyone for the fact that there are strangers in this secret place. Even though I heard a scream, my own scream, in this empty hall, it's too much to bear. The emergency outlet's flickering ahead, casting a sort of pinkish light on everything. My mind is racing on to whether this place might be. It's obvious that it was meant to be a secret. And if it is supposed to be a secret and there was a power outage, maybe everyone has been evacuated. Not to make me feel any better as we walk towards the platform exit. Step inside and it seems just empty as every other place we've come through. Weakly illuminated by more overhead emergency lights. We're standing inside a hallway. That looks surreal for the moment. Okay. Okay. The hallway reminds me of a hospital wing, but there's something not quite right about it. The first clean and tidy area I've seen since coming to this wood. It looks like it was recently used. Despite the gym the chairs against the wall and the floor looks clean, as do the walls. The noise is definitely coming from here, and a small flashing red light along the ceiling makes a flash along with it. The ringing noise is an alarm, I said, if only for my thought. But for what? Dennis asks. Then he asks the question that had been on my mind since we fell into the hole. The hell is this place? I change looks that speak volume. Reach out to the end of the hallway to hear a sound large metallic grind. This lacking by a clicking noise and then unmistakable noise of generator kicking on. Oh, one of the physical joint shows to life. The red of every single lights is suddenly replaced by red-white fluorescent ones. Medical hum is oddly hovering. Somehow, the power turn urges is on. Then I noticed the ringing noise to stop. It had been on for what? Just a power failure? We ended on with an electrical hum of lights eerily overhead. Other than that, this place is dead quiet. The hall is about 100 feet long. Two main doors. One door opens into a large room that looks like a conference room with a whiteboard and paper strewn out. Across the hall, another door looks like a laboratory or something. That's something against the wall. Something funny, I asked. He looks struggling inside. Like, I'm just gonna sit here while you look around, he says. His look in the eyes that reminds me far too much of a dead animal on the side of the road. Well, one looks like a laboratory. The truth is, conference room may not give us answers, but the lab will give us definitely something. That's my hope. And it's a lab might have medicine. Walking inside, I sense a small vials and glass containers held in jars. Everything is either in glass or silver, and I instantly feel like I'm dirtying the place up. So you really notice test tubes and glasses, as well as some sort of tube system that seems to have clear fluid trapped inside. Back over, I find a laptop, a screensaver mode. I'm not touching any tube systems. I'll touch the laptop. I hit enter and the key painfully pops up. There's several icons on the folder. One says test 1.5 ethos. A few documents are filled with formulas and names I mostly don't understand. There are some things that I easily understand. Things that make my blood go cold. Cause of death, emboilment, or emphasis of both. Items for newly for liquid induced comatose state first. Ah. How about check out the test tubes? They're filled with varying green and light blue fluids. One of them looks like sort of glowing dirt resting at the bottom of it. Another holds what looks like a grasshopper submerged in liquid, only the strangest grasshopper I've ever seen. This looks like it's bending and contracting like a blowfish. Then it contracts so much that it eventually vanishes completely. Then it springs back into existence in a completely different test tube, and I'm embarrassed when I actually jump back. Looking around the lab trying to piece all together what would have been taking place here. I smell some sort of chemical in the air, and it makes me think that someone was used this fire recently. Outside the hallway, I hear Dennis grunting. I head out the room to see him still sitting on the floor. I don't get very far because I exit. A man comes rushing around the corner with an automatic rifle. And I say, "Ah, fuck! Oh boy! Escalate! Put your hands up! Drag people in the room!" It's hard to look beyond his rifle, but the man carrying is young, with messy dark hair. His skin is pale. I wonder if he lives down here. He has a look of a guy who's coped up for a little too long. Doesn't seem to like that kind of person I trust with a gun in a stressful situation. As he sees us in the hallway, he screams and brings the gun out. It's aimed directly at my head. Oh, well. Let's comply. You don't want to aggravate. Put my hands in the air, surprised at how natural it feels to get into this state, surrendered state. Maybe it's because it feels like a dream. Maybe it's because I feel like I'll snap awake if the maniac pulls the trigger. Who are you? How'd you get down here? The man asks. Before we answer, he continuously speaks. I don't recognize you. If you're here, you would have sneaked in by the security mix in the entrance hall. What? I asked. I don't think to say. Who are you? The man asked. Did you do this? The man's eyes, both and seeing something in his eyes that makes me unsettled. He's scared. But there's something else. We're nobodies. We're just loggers, dude. He looks to the distance for a minute and he says, "Bullshit!" And for some reason, I'm pretty sure he knows I'm telling the truth. Someone knocked the power out, says the man. It's been back on now, but if it was out any longer, hell, we'd be in a heap of trouble. It was you. Who sent you? Look, we don't know what you're talking about, Dennis. Something happened in the woods. You're alone. I was with you with the armored man thrusting the gun in my face. The hell did we get in this situation, I think to myself. If I hadn't fallen into that hole, we wouldn't be here. Not really sure if I want to be giving this man information. We don't know anything about him. Then again, he might have answers. We're looking for our crew. No, just us. Yeah, I'm gonna go with just us. No, it's just us. I mean, looks up and down, trying to tell if I'm lying. What happened before you came here, he asks. No clue, I said. I opened my eyes on the ground, and I don't remember anything. The last thing I remember was fueling up my power cell, and then I was on my ass. We could hear an alarm where we were. And then the ground flashed sudden. There was a flash of white, like a bubble coming out of the ground. But how'd you get in here, the man asked. Well, we came in that way. The doors weren't locked. His person calms for a bit, but I'm very aware of the gun is still leveled less than a foot away from my face. Please. I want to grab the gun, but I'm going to talk him down for a moment. Please, you asked the man calmly to put down his gun. So only I'm putting this rifle down after I've blown your brains out, the man says. It's more of a child from a playground tactic at best, but it's sufficient enough that he knows he's in control now. I'm just gonna do it. A fully way of doing this, I step. The battle rifle is nearly touching my chest now. And yeah, you got to. I don't know what's going on, I say, but we're here by mistake. Well, we have no business here, he says, but now that the power's on, I think you might be too late anyway. For what, I ask. He doesn't answer me. Instead, he steps forward to pushing it at the end of his rifle. Man repeats question he asked before, one that makes no sense. Honestly, makes me think he might be a little crazy. Who sent you? You assholes from the Pentagon? Not sure how to answer this question. Is this guy joking? Yeah, I'm the president. You know what? To be fair, if he at this point he's in control. Yeah, I'm the fucking president. My man arm looks at me as someone has slapped him. You think I'm playing? He jabs me with the end of the rifle. You think I won't blow your head off? Still, the grip on his gun is tight as ever. It looks like his face makes me think he'll shoot at any moment. If he does at this point, well, let's just stand still. He says, sooner or later, someone will come along and I'll turn you over. He thrusts his gun forward as if... There's no need for that, I tell him. I have no guarantees that he won't pull the trigger. Look, Dennis says, we don't want any trouble. We're just confused as you are. And then, as well, I'll miss it when lunges forward. I knew that how fast he moves just 30 seconds ago. I was worried about how close to death he looked. But now he's moving way too fast. His left arm under the arm. Yeah! Like a... the man does pull the trigger. The booming noise is deafening. There's a moment where I think I've been hit. I'm not surprised. It takes a long, lingering noise on the floor at my feet. Help me realize that I've not been shot. It looks like the floor and see... I was in shock for a moment, Dennis, and the man fighting over the possession of the rifle. There's a fire extinguisher on the wall. I could use the bludgeon, but I might not be enough time to grab it before Dennis is overpowered. Punch him! Just you got two guys. Just beat the shit out of him. It's like bam. On my knees now, I deliver a hard, stiff punch to the man's face. I haven't punched someone often. Rarely. Not usually the brawling type. It's apparently effective. A man snaps back hard and his grip the gun looses. He grabs a rifle. Grabs the gun and falls to the floor, clearly winded. Our attacker is immobilized and I can feel a shift in the situation. Yeah, although he's basically harmless now, I feel the need to pummel him. A desire that builds up in each second I take a look at him. Nah, No, don't. We're not gonna be that people. He's definitely out now, no threat. Or at least that's what I think. It'll surprise me, my one more swift kick in my direction. connecting with my forehead. My eyeballs swell out the size gap almost immediately. It seems like the last attack is more to spite me than defend himself. Tumble back and use my variety of rounds of blows, but he just watches over on the floor. He's done. Dennis instantly hands over the rifle to me, and I take it with shaking hands. I can't believe you stepped between me and that gun. And says, how could you? He could have killed you. Yeah, I was pretty sure he wouldn't. I said, I don't know. Still, thanks, man. That's some hero stuff. You would have done the same, right? This says nothing. His eyes look to the floor. What do we do now, boss? He asks. I want answers, and I sense Dennis does too. When the man picked my heart out of the floor, placing it on my head, I turned towards the man. We get answers from him. No, man, I don't have any. Next time I won't just hit you, I said, on the rifle. Now get up. That's my boy. He obeys quickly, but his legs are wobbly. He leans against the wall for support. I feel my swollen eyelid from where you kicked me. I just hope it doesn't get so bad that it affects my sight. Now let's move. I've nearly gone further down the hallway. The hallway until the end. Swing all the way across its steels. That's a nice elevator, at least. Ominous. I can't speak. Before I get into the elevator with the guy, I think it's wise to learn a bit more about him. I can tell it's making him uncomfortable for me to have the gun. What's your name, I ask. Marcus. And you work here? It's clear that he doesn't want to answer, but he gives a little nod. We're looking for the rest of our crew. Any idea where they might be? I ask. No, he says, certainly, but not bothering to elaborate. There's gotta be some useful info we can get out of this guy. I just need to know how to dig it from him. I need first aid kit for my friend here. I said, where might one be? Down on the second floor, he says, but we can't go down there. What's on? We're going down there, okay? What's on level 2? I mean, you must be aware you're inside a classified government's facility, he says. Makes sense, but I want to doubt it. Well, I mentioned earlier I'm the president, so take me to the first. Yeah, he says, you don't have clearance. Hell, I barely have clearance. So I make this place run. And not even thank you for a bunch of restricted access rooms that I'm only allowed to go into with a freaking chaperone. I threw up his monologue. We're going to that first aid. I could lose my job, he says. I wonder if the moment sort of trouble I could get in for hitting a government employee. That makes me glad I looked easy on him. And again, he came at us with a rifle. It makes me think that he's gotten terrible wrong in this place. An explosion in the woods or whatever the hell happened might be linked to it. I convinced him to take us to the second floor, but I'm not sure if he would be more productive to threaten him or sympathize. Okay, so let me think here. He's obviously frightened. He just clearly doesn't want to do it, so in this case, we're just gonna ask first, and if it doesn't work, then we're gonna have to threaten. Like I said, it isn't my best day, and we're just trying to figure out what's going on to find our crew to survive. I know that isn't normal a situation down here, and it looks like all your protocols have been blown out. Can't you help us out? Looks at me sternly, weighing his options. Okay, he says. Thank you. With an untrusted stare, Marcus walks to the elevator door, approaching a small keypad on the door. He punches the roll code on the pad, and we can hear a slight mechanical alarm bound at the steel doors. A few seconds of angry glances and frightened sneers from Marcus, the elevator arrives. The steel door slides open with a whisper, revealing its interior. Why is he mad at me? I'm just being logical and calm about this, dude. I should have punched you in the fucking face. That's what I should have done. Twice! I only did it once. Exceptionally well lit, and it looks like they made out of stainless. I half expected the thing to take off at light speed. There's no on the wall on the keypad right with the door with options 3 sub-level floors. Notice how it doesn't go to the surface. So after we get the first gate, if it does, how do we get out of here, I ask? We can't leave, Marcus says. Once the power comes back on, the whole place was put on a lockdown. What? Can't you override it? No, it's preventing anything from getting out. I can't. Marcus looks at deflated as Dennis. We can't get out. We're stuck here. Dennis leans in the corner of the floor, almost while the struggle for the rifle took a lot out of him. I could see that much in his face. Slowly we start to move down. The hum and grind of the cart's motors filled the space. So, are we stuck here forever? Marcel told me I think it's a fair question. It seems unreasonable to assume that he can't be able to get us out. We'll find someone with the access codes and they'll be begging me to figure out how to lift the lockdown. These people think they're so brilliant, but some of them can barely turn their computers on without help. Top coder in my class at MIT, and I'm stuck living on the ground helping these idiots who don't even trust me with keys. How big is this place? The facility, the highest security, Mark says, a research facility. It was 4 stories on the ground, and quite frankly, it scares the piss out of me that you two got in here so easily. Why is that, I ask. It's a black ops graveyard, he replies. Even the CIA doesn't know this place exists. So what goes on here? Okay. What? Alright, sorry about that. Why not? It's been unclassified. Things I don't even know covered at the start of it. What does that mean? I started asking. It means that even if I wanted to tell you what sort of work is done here, I don't know enough about it. So what's your job? I handle the IT work and make sure the database is running. It's a 24/7 job. I haven't seen sunlight in almost a year. I don't know what staying in a place like this forever that long would do to someone's mind. I was recruited. Because of the work, well, no one else wanted this job, but I really don't mind being here by myself. No family. Plus, the IT. It's some crazy shit. Crazy. How? Place generates over 100 terabytes of data per day. He's just getting the slightest bit excited before his face falls again. You know what knocked out the light? Some sort of power outage, Mark says. That's all I know. There's an outage and then what, Dennis asks weakly. Things got weird. Things got bad. Bad how? The whole place seemed to shake when the lights went out. I was checking the monitors when it happened and everything went dead. It's more than 10 minutes before I started hearing screams. People were being killed by something. Tried getting the security cameras back going again, but only lasted for a little bit on my backup system. But what I saw, well, I asked as a few short worm since we got. Well, what I saw on the screens for a little bit only took timing. They made me get the gun for emergency vault. I think it's whatever it is. It's still down here. Hold on, I said. There's an emergency vault with a rifle in the same room as the security cameras in this place. Gives a grin and looks sick. This gun's locked in every room in this place, just in case, you know. So we're still in danger. Yeah, there's. That way without a word. High-end equipment. Yes. Yeah, let's get medical equipment and just fucking bail. The hell kind of government facility keeps loading guns in an emergency vault in every single room. Oh. Wow, that was a little abrupt. Well, that is the end of chapter 2. You know, I will go ahead and see the stats. Let's see here. What? Curiosity. You and other players avoid the warning sign and stay away from the glow. Yeah, I'm not... Selflessness. Yeah, I'm not surprised. You and 64% of players stepped in front of Dennis to protect him from Marcus. You and the 65 players were easy on Marcus after he surrendered. Oh, man. So that was good. That was really good. I'm getting interested in this. Alright, guys. So, thank you all for sticking with me. I do apologize for the random silences. And again, more people keep interrupting me every time I play this game. I don't know why. But, I do appreciate it. So, we'll see you in the next chapter of Buried.